Welcome to the Back Chat Beyond Pain. This podcast is for people who are tired of chasing short-term relief and want something more. Each episode, we break down what it really takes to move better, live stronger, and build long-term spinal health, not just feel good for a moment. I'm Dr. Oz from The Back Doctor, and this is where we go beyond pain. You don't actually get better when you train. You get better when you recover. And if that sentence creates resistance, if a part of you wants to argue with it, that's normal. Because we live in a world that rewards effort, not recovery. Pushing, not pausing. Doing more, not doing better. But the body doesn't adapt because you tried harder. It adapts because it was given space to respond. And if you've ever wondered why you're doing all the right things, yet nothing seems to stick, this episode is for you. If consistency beats intensity, then recovery decides whether consistency actually works. In the last episode, we talked about why doing more isn't the answer. Why intensity feels productive, but often leads to burnout. Why consistently, quietly builds progress. But consistency without recovery is just sustained stress. And stress, even well-intended stress, will eventually block adaptation. So today, we're talking about the missing piece, the part no one celebrates, the phrase where the body actually changes. Because we've been told a lie, and we've been sold this lie about recovery. So let me explain. Because somewhere along the way, rest has become laziness. Recovery got branded as weakness, as something you earn after overworking, as a reward instead of requirement. We praise people who push through the pain, who don't listen to their body, who ignore fatigue. And then we act surprised when our bodies stop cooperating. But biology doesn't care about motivation. It doesn't care about discipline. It only responds to signals. And constant pushing sends one clear message. We're not safe to adapt. Recovery isn't time off. It's information to the nervous system that it can finally exhale. Because where change actually happens, it's nothing meaningful, like changes when you're under load, being put under pressure, a lot of stress. Training breaks tissue down, stresses, taxes the system. The work drains your capacity. And that's not bad. That's just a stimulus on your body. Without recovery, it's just wear and tear. So your muscles rebuild during rest, your nerves recalibrate during calm, and movement patterns recognize when the system feels safe. If you're always on, your body stays defensive, and defensive systems don't change, they protect. So a stressed nervous system cannot heal, even with perfect care. When the nervous system is overloaded, your muscles, they're going to stay tight. Breathing becomes shallow. Joints lose fluid motion. Pain thresholds stop. This is why people say, I've tried everything and nothing works. It's not that nothing works. It's that the system never felt safe enough to respond. Recovery isn't passive. It's an active signal of safety. And safety is what unlocks your healing. It unlocks your full potential. But the truth is different, because doing less is not the same as recovering. Most people think recovery means, I'm taking a day off. I'm going to be sitting down today. I'm going to just zone out. I'm not going to do anything. But scrolling isn't recovery. Late nights aren't recovery. Switching tasks isn't recovery. True recovery restores rhythm. breathing, movement, nervous system balance. If your rest still feels weird, your body hasn't recovered. So recovery is the bridge between effort and progress. And in the Beyond Pain roadmap, relief reduces noise. Understanding creates clarity. Correction applies the right load. Recovery allows adaptation. Resilience expands the capacity. Skip recovery and then that roadmap collapses. This is why people feel better, but they don't stay better. If nothing in your body is changing, this is probably why. Ask yourself, when do I actually feel reset? When does my nervous system slow down? Do I ever truly feel restored? Or am I constantly moving from one thing to the next thing? Bodies don't adapt in chaos, they adapt in rhythm. So if recovery is essential, how do you build it into real life? How do busy people recover without quitting their responsibilities? Because one of the things that I know to be true is that without giving your body the time and space to heal correctly, you aren't going to be getting the changes that you're after. Because I've heard many stories. I've spoken to patients. I've spoken to practice members. I've spoken to people that have come in struggling, and they still want to keep doing the way that they want to keep doing the things that they've done the exact same way. But that doesn't create that long-lasting change. You need to make the changes so that your body can heal and repair in the most optimal way. So that's what we're going to be unpacking next, because recovery should fit life and recovery shouldn't fight it. So if you remember one thing from today, remember this. You don't get stronger by pushing harder. You get stronger by recovering smarter. Recovery isn't optional. It's not weakness. It's not time wasted. Recovery is where change actually happens. So if today's episode resonated, take a moment to let it sink in. Feeling better is a step, but lasting health is built over time. Thanks for listening to the Back Chat Beyond Pain. Until next time, keep moving forward.